Greetings, all souls. This is Father Sam Morehead. It's a joy to be with you again from the parish rectory. In this special pre-recorded presentation, it is my honor to present you, the parishioners and the larger community of All Souls Parish and School, with the annual fiscal report. Every year, it is charged to the pastor, with the help of his finance council, to provide parishioners with a report of the fiscal activity of the parish, and in our case, school, for the previous fiscal year. The Archdiocese of Denver uses a July to June fiscal year, which helps us with our schools to better reflect how we spend money across those 12 months. Inasmuch as our fiscal year ended at the end of June, and we presented this information to our Parish Finance Council at the end of July, and have been able to now assemble it together for all of you, we're going to present some of these numbers. You'll have to bear with me. There's going to be a lot of information on the next screen, but I'm going to do my best to explain it to you so that you get a sense of where All Souls is financially over the course of the last year, and especially as we compare that to the year before. So we will go over here to the big board. There's a lot of information on this slide, so bear with me. We're going to do our best to explain it here together. First of all, you'll see these are our various ministries. The large categories are the church, which would include all of the liturgical worship, music, our religious education programming, youth, anything that we do in the church that's independent of the school and the preschool. The preschool is the Early Learning Center, the ELC. The Archdiocese of Denver requires that some accounts be broken out, though they apply to the school and the preschool, the athletic program, the cafeteria, and our before and after care. The B/A is that. These are separate accounts, but they're really, for us at All Souls, a part of our school and our ELC, even though we report them distinctly financially. So we have our income chart over here in white. In this orangish color is last year, the previous fiscal year, ending over a full year ago now. On this side, we're going to see our expenses and also the last year's expenses, and then our grand totals. We're going to go right to the punch. At the end of it all, at the end of this fiscal year, we are up $82,000. So we are in the black, and we are in a good place. So that's the good news. Let's see how we get there. Let's talk about income first and foremost. We see that on the church side of it, we had just over $1 million worth of income. Now, that was down from last year. 95% of the church's income comes from a combination of the offertory and special one-time gifts, which many parishioners use as their form of offertory here at All Souls. Especially due to the COVID downturn and our inability into the church, we are very proud that we were able to be at 97.1% of the previous fiscal year's offertory and gifts combined. This is great news for us. It meant that our parishioners and our special guests really rallied in these days. And so we still maintain quite a good amount of income, even if we weren't exactly where we were last year. That difference more reflects some of our programming changes and the fact that we are still expecting some income to come in from a parish entity, namely the home and school organization, reimbursing the parish for some of the expenses that we picked up on their behalf in this fiscal year. We'll talk more about this figure in a minute. But right now, this is a good number, and it represents that giving has been strong, only affected by 2.9% down. And actually, that is made up by the fact that we had a one-time gift that went to the Catholic Foundation, a separate entity in our name, of $20,000. But it is our money, and it was given with the purposes of being like a gift or a part of offertory. So we are doing very well here at All Souls. So our income is just over $1 million. The school is at $1.8 million. That's higher than where we were last year by over $100,000. That's due in part to some tuition changes and maintaining good enrollment here. The preschool also saw its income up. That's because in the last year, we have added an additional classroom. Going into this new school year, we've actually added another additional classroom. We've been able to afford this work of building these new classrooms using old repurposed spaces in the building because of the generosity of those who participate in the early childhood tax credit that's given by the state. If you make a donation to that, you get a 50% tax credit back on your state taxes, and the money comes to us here at the parish. So we have seen that. Other income, $74,000. We're going to get back to these two figures in a minute. Let's first now compare the income to the expenses. We are holding about a steady figure on the church side, but you see we've actually gone down. It used to be a year ago 1.4 million, more or less, that we were on expenses, and we've really brought that down, especially through restructuring of staff and really watching cost savings in the parish office and all of our various ministries. The school also was able to really hold its budget really well and make a profit this year. Even though its expenses were up, its income was up so much that you see between the expenses and the income, the school is definitely running in the black. And that's a very good thing. And I applaud our school administration and our principal, Tracy Alarcon. Now, the ELC cost us a little bit more because we've been opening these new rooms, and we've now have the burden, the good burden, of more staffing to run them. So we're not yet in a place where we can fully break even in our preschool, but we're moving in that direction with plans to do exactly that. But because of the work to open up these new rooms, which there's a lot of regulations on how you open a preschool classroom, it cost us a bit of money, but that money was covered through our child care tax credits, the use of that, and these are more reflective right now of programming expenses. These other accounts combine the athletic program of the school, the cafeteria, the before and after care. You see it's about a $20,000 difference of what it cost us to run these versus the income that runs in on these. But usually the difference is absorbed in the school's actual budget. Now, this is where it's actually at, and these numbers right here, as of here, are where our books were closed. But we're still expecting to affect this fiscal year of last year, a reimbursement from our school, home and school organization, our version of a PTO. It's the parent fundraising organization, and it's the organization that also builds community in our school. This figure right here represents monies that the parish spent that have been pledged by home and school, but have not been transferred from their accounts over to our accounts yet. In some of this work was a new gym floor and some stage lighting, various other fixtures that fixed up the school, and some programming for a new drama department. So we're estimating effective for good for last fiscal year, that's about a $113,000 check that will be issued by the parishes, by the school's home and school organization that will come into the parish. So this is income. And then we also are sitting on that $20,000 one-time gift in the Catholic Foundation. The Catholic Foundation is an amazing organization in the Archdiocese of Denver. They receive gifts on behalf of Catholic entities such as parishes. They hold them on their books until such a time as the pastor or the leaders of those organizations request them that they be transferred over. And in the meantime, they're invested and presumably make money for the parish. So when the gift was given at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, for the purposes of helping support the parish through it, it was a $20,000 gift that we still have and that we have not spent against. So if you add up all of our income, we're at $3.8 million. Our expenses thus were $3.7 million. That puts All Souls in the black, in the good, to the tune of $82,000. Now that's a little bit different from where we were last year. Last year it was in the red to the tune of $131,000 when it all came out. So this is quite the success story that we've been able to bank and profit this money right now, and that in the midst of this global pandemic where so many other parishes, Catholic entities, other organizations have been so adversely affected. I know of some parishes in the Archdiocese where their offertory rates have gone down 20, 30, if not, I know of one parish down even near 50% in all of this. So the fact that we are doing so well and even such good stewards by your help in the maintaining of our parish finances, this is something we have to thank God for, and I thank all of you for. So this is kind of the overview, at least the the 7-mile overview from the airplane of where all of the parish finances are in the last year. And this is all due in part to your generosity and the good fiscal administration on our parish. We've been blessed to have Mark Alexic, who is our new parish business manager, who oversees not only the church, but also the school and all of its finances. We've been blessed to have good leadership in our school with our principal and Sally Wallace in our ELC. And so we keep going on. We're blessed in these ways. But I wanted to make sure that you had a sense of this. If you at any point have a question about the parish finances, you are more than welcome to contact Mark, who is our parish business manager, or I would be more than willing to talk to you as well. We want to have a good, transparent openness about how we generate and spend your money, the people of God's money, here at All Souls Parish. And that gives you a sense of where we were and have been over the last year. As we go into this new fiscal year that we're now a month or so into, we are planning to maintain our budgets almost exactly with only the smallest cost of living increase compared to last year. Since we did so well last year and we met our budget, our goal is just to maintain those spending patterns and fundraising patterns, God willing, going into this new year. And so to that end, I ask you, keep giving as you have been giving. Know that that is a very valuable help to running our parish ministries, running a school, an ELC, our religious education program for those who are not in our school, and all of the various other ministries and activities that we are able to do. We keep that going because of your help, and I thank you for that help, and I keep asking for that help. We've been blessed especially by those who've given one-time gifts or who have, by offertory, switched over to the We Share program, which is the online recurring giving program. That has been a great blessing for us. For those of you who've made that switch and helped us out at this time, I want to thank you especially. So this, in my mind, is a great success story, all to the glory and honor of God, and really involving all of you, our parishioners and our friends these days at All Souls. Again, if you have any questions, please contact Mark, our business manager, or me at the parish office. Until then, God bless you all and have a good one.